Medina Cantalejo surprises everyone in Barcelona after the Inter Milan match. In a rare scene within the sports community, the president of the referees committee in the Spanish Football Federation, Luis Medina Cantalejo, made an unusually lengthy and candid statement in which he spoke with complete transparency about the events of the Barcelona versus Inter Milan match in the UEFA Champions League semi-final. The match had sparked widespread controversy in refereeing and media circles due to the controversial decisions it witnessed under the management of Polish referee Szymon Marciniak. These statements came after an official announcement from UEFA excluding Marciniak from officiating any European final this season, a move widely interpreted as an implicit acknowledgement of significant errors in that match. However, what was new this time was Medina Cantalejo's commentary, which surprised followers with his rare honesty. Medina said in his statement, "I am not speaking solely in my official capacity, but also as a follower of European football. What happened in the Barcelona versus Inter match was subject to detailed analysis and evaluation, and the data clearly showed that there were inaccurate refereeing decisions that clearly affected the course of the match. We must be fair in our assessment, and Barcelona deserved fairer treatment." A bold stance opens a new debate. The president of the Spanish Referees Committee added, "We know that a referee, no matter how competent, may make mistakes in some decisions. This is natural in football. But when inaccurate decisions accumulate in a single match and influence the result, it becomes legitimate to raise questions. What happened must be reviewed with transparency and professionalism, not to assign blame, but to seek the improvement of the refereeing system as a whole." These statements triggered widespread reactions, especially from Barcelona fans, who felt for the first time that someone was conveying their perspective into official football institutions. Influential decisions and lack of VAR review. During his speech, Medina pointed to an important issue related to video assistant referee, VAR, technology. One of the most reviewed points was the failure to refer to the video technology in certain situations that clearly deserved review, such as challenges inside the penalty area and obvious handball incidents. We are in a phase where this technology must be used to ensure fairness and minimize errors as much as possible. And despite his careful choice of words, some interpreted Medina's comments as a clear indication that Barcelona did not receive full justice during that important encounter. Equality between major clubs. In a direct question about whether FC Barcelona received different treatment compared to other clubs in similar situations, he replied, "I reject making comparisons between clubs, as every team should be treated according to unified and transparent standards. But if there is a general impression that justice was not applied in the same way, we must take that seriously and work to correct it. Respecting the principles of integrity requires it." Media and fan reactions. Following this statement, comments poured in from the European press, which considered this stance a major shift in how refereeing institutions deal with criticism. Spanish and international newspapers reported that Barcelona received significant moral support from a high-ranking official in Spanish refereeing for the first time in years. Many analysts also considered these statements a potential starting point for re-evaluating refereeing performance during the crucial stages of European competitions, especially with technological advancements allowing for precise review of every situation. Final message: towards a fairer system. Medina concluded his statement with a message of institutional and realistic tone. Refereeing is not an exact science, but it is a great responsibility, and every mistake affects millions of fans. We must continue working for a more advanced and fair refereeing system, and Barcelona, like other major clubs, always deserves to be treated with the high flick. Barcelona's season is a complete success, and I promise you a bright future. Barcelona head coach Hansi Flick expressed his great joy after his team won the 2024-25 La Liga title, despite a 3-2 loss to Villarreal in matchday 37. During a festive match at the Montjuic Stadium that featured celebrations by fans and players after the title was officially secured. Barcelona had already clinched the La Liga title the previous week with a 2-0 victory over Espanyol, extending their lead over Real Madrid to 7 points with 2 games to spare. Speaking to DAZN, as reported by Mundo Deportivo, Flick described his first season at Barcelona as a complete success, noting that the team's improved performances and results were key to regaining fans' trust after a disappointing previous season. Flick makes a promise to Barcelona fans after the La Liga triumph. Flick said, "We saw the range of potential in this team. I think we can improve some details, but the players showed their quality. When you have confidence, whether as a player or a person, anything becomes possible." He added, "What the players did this season was extraordinary. I told them they deserved this day of celebration. The bond between the players and the fans was special all season, and that gave us extra energy in every match." Commenting on his experience as a foreign manager at the Catalan club, the German coach said, "Our playing style helped strengthen our relationship with the fans. The atmosphere in the streets was wonderful, and for me, as a German, living in this city and coaching this club is unbelievable." Flick's message to Barcelona fans ahead of the new season. In closing, Flick emphasized the importance of building on this season's achievements and promised more trophies in the future. "We have to work even harder next season to win more titles. I'm very happy. The city is amazing, the club is fantastic, and the future is promising." World champion. Barcelona identifies Szczęsny's replacement for next season. Barcelona continue their activity in the summer transfer market with strengthening the attack, particularly the wing positions, at the top of their priorities, as recently stated by the club's sporting director Deco. Despite the offensive focus, the club's management is also reviewing the goalkeeping situation, especially in light of recent developments caused by the injury of first-choice goalkeeper Marc-André ter Stegen this season. Although ter Stegen remains the undisputed number one in Barca's squad, his long-term absence this season due to injury has led the club to consider a reliable backup option. Martinez on Barcelona's radar. German goalkeeper ter Stegen has been working hard recently as the season draws to a close and took part in the penultimate match against Villarreal, preparing for the upcoming season. In this context, Barcelona are awaiting a response from Polish goalkeeper Wojciech Szczęsny regarding staying with the team next season, though he has yet to make a final decision. Szczęsny revealed, after his impressive performance in the Clásico, which ended in a 4-3 win over Real Madrid, that he received a 2-year offer from Barcelona, noting that he needs to discuss the matter with his wife before making a final decision. According to Spanish newspaper Mundo Deportivo, third-choice goalkeeper Iñaki Peña is already aware of his position in the team. He understands that he won't be first choice with ter Stegen around, especially if Szczęsny accepts Barcelona's offer. Peña has already begun preparing for a move away, particularly since he has received several offers since the winter transfer window. As reported by DS Sports, Emiliano Martinez, Aston Villa's standout goalkeeper, has emerged as one of the candidates to bolster the goalkeeper position at Barcelona. The Argentine keeper, who played a key role in his country's World Cup 2022 triumph, has attracted interest from several clubs, including Manchester United, who see him as a potential replacement for Andre Onana. The 32-year-old Martinez has also been linked with a move to the Saudi League, where he could receive a lucrative offer, especially following an emotional moment where he was seen crying after Villa's 2-0 win over Tottenham, which many interpreted as an early farewell to his team. Eric Garcia's conditions to renew his contract with Barcelona's Spanish defender Eric Garcia is facing a crucial decision regarding his future at Barcelona, even though the sporting department has already put forward an offer to extend his contract, which currently runs until summer 2026. Garcia came close to leaving during the last winter transfer window, but the club's sporting leadership opted to retain the young Spanish defender, especially due to injuries to Andreas Christensen and Ronald Araujo. According to Catalan newspaper Sport, the 24-year-old is open to staying with the team, but only if he feels genuinely valued, particularly in financial terms. Garcia decides on staying at Barcelona. Garcia has had a mixed experience at Barcelona since his return from Manchester City. He was on the verge of moving to Girona last December, but things turned around completely after the intervention of new manager Hansi Flick, who insisted on keeping him as part of his new project. In the second half of the season, Garcia proved himself to be a reliable and versatile player, excelling as a central defender and occasionally filling in as a right-back or defensive midfielder. impressing Flick and his staff, who view him as an important figure in the dressing room. Although Garcia knows it will be hard to secure a starting spot in a squad full of talent, he is content with his current role, provided his efforts are recognized and rewarded fairly, especially with interest from clubs abroad, notably Italian side Como. Barcelona's management, for their part, are keen to avoid entering the new season with players approaching the end of their contracts and aim to renew Garcia's deal as soon as possible. However, the player's demands for a long-term contract and a significant pay rise are complicating negotiations. Additionally, Barca's summer plans to strengthen the defense cast further doubt on Garcia's future, as the club prioritizes signing a right-back and is monitoring high-profile names in the center-back position, including Germany's Jonathan Tah. Historic statement from the president of the Spanish Referees Committee.